in every madhab, there's different terminology. So a shaykh, if you're reading a Hanbali book, and you see a shaykh written, it's referring to Ibn Qudama rahimahullah ta'ala. If you see a shaykhan in the Hanbali madhab, as the Hanafi madhab, who are the two shaykhs? Abu Yusuf and al-Shaybani. But if you say the two shaykhs in the Hanbali madhab, you mean Ibn Qudama and you mean Majd al-Din ibn Taymiyyah, the grandfather of Taqiyuddin. If you're reading in a book and you see as-Salaf, alright, the pious predecessors, in each book of fiqh that means something different depending on the madhab of the writer. Okay? If you see al-Qadi, in the Hanafi madhab it means Abu Yusuf, in the Hanbali madhab it means Abu Ya'la. Okay? And there are different terminologies, subhanAllah. I mean, we learned that we had to actually memorize all the terminologies within the Hanbali books, because when we studied usul from a Hanbali perspective, I'm telling you, it was the most confusing thing in the world. And it made me angry because I was reading my first books, the Muqaddimah by Bakr ibn Abi Zayd, rahimahullah ta'ala, Al-Madkhal ila Madhab al-Imam Ahmad, and he's saying words like Al-Munaqqih. And I'm like, who is Al-Munaqqih? Who is Ash-Sharih? Who's the one that's doing the explaining here? I'll just say the explainer. And you've got to go dig through Hanbali books to see who is Ash-Sharih. And then it's Imam al-Mardawi, rahimahullah ta'ala. Or when he says Al-Fatawa. Okay, Ruya fil Fatawa. It was written in Al-Fatawa. Which Fatawa are you talking about? Are you talking about, Masail Ahmad from Salih, from Abdullah? And it turned out that it was the Fatawa of Ibn Taymiyyah, for example. Right? When they say Al-Fatawa, they just mean Ibn Taymiyyah. His Fatawa, these types of things. You have to know who you're reading, what you're reading. So it is absolutely impossible to read these books without a teacher. It's absolutely impossible to understand these things without a teacher and just dive right into it. And of course, there's a very famous statement, "Man kana kitabahu shaykhu fahuwa jahil." Whoever takes a book as his shaykh is an ignorant person. And it's not an absolute statement, because there are some people in history that were able to learn deeply through reading and so on and so forth, and didn't have too much interaction with teachers and so on and so forth. But it becomes very troublesome. And Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah ta'ala, after he quotes the statement, he mentions Thomas the physician. He gives all these examples of people that ruined their lives because they didn't have teachers. So he said that this isn't even just true with Ahlul Ilm, with the people of knowledge. He said it's true in every science. And so he mentioned Thomas the physician, a very famous doctor. And his name was Ibn Ridwan as well. Usually you see that Ibn Sina and Ibn Rushd and so on and so forth, they have their Greek names and so on and so forth, and then they have their Arabic names. So he starts to give his example. He says that this man was considered a brilliant doctor, but he didn't have and he used the word, he didn't have a sheikh in medicine, basically. He learned it all himself. And he said, as a result of that, he read about Habbat al-Sawda, the black seed. And when he read it, he thought that it said Hayyat al-Sawda, the black snake, which is the literal translation, the black mamba, right? It's not Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant can't harm anybody, all right? But the black mamba, okay? He read Habbat al-Sawda as Hayyat al-Sawda, okay? And so he went and he actually tried to find one of them. And he actually got bit by it and he died, all right? So he said that that's the problem when you don't have a sheikh that's teaching you. Even as a doctor, you'll ruin yourself. Right? Imagine if you had to learn medicine without a professor.